Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chad Wilson from Simple Cloudware, and today we're going to be talking about how to host your Angular app in Azure Storage for about $1 a month. Amazing. Keep your head in the cloud. All right, let's get started here. So we're going to head on over to the Azure portal. We're going to create ourselves an account. All right. And then just use whatever Microsoft email address that you currently have, or create another. Okay. And then you'll come in to the portal homepage, and we'll skip the tutorial and go straight to storage. You either type it in the search, or you can click here and then go and push start for the free trial. Okay. And this is going to take you over to the sign up. You can enter in all of your information here. I'm going to skip over the credit card information, and then you push sign up. Now remember that storage is ultra cheap, so you're not going to be in any danger of just setting up a storage account when it comes to being charged, but be very careful with everything else that you select, because it can get very expensive. So once we've signed in, then we can come back over here to storage. And it looks like it hasn't reset after we've logged in, so let's just try by logging out and logging back in. Alright, and then just type in your email address and what you signed up with. And let's see if it'll catch this time. And click on storage. Great, so it's bringing us into our storage account. So the first time that you come in, you need to create a resource group. You can just name it whatever you'd like. Perfect. And then the storage account name does need to be unique, so you have to kind of try until you find a particular name that is unique. I'll just use DevSimple. And one thing that helps on making this a cheaper selection is locally redundant, which means that they will be backing this up in the same data center, which is fine. I don't think any data center has completely lost all this data. And for a website, you'll have your own version of it locally anyway. We just wait for it to create. All right, here it is. And then I always pin to the dashboard when I'm given the chance, because in the future it helps in coming back to it. And we can look at the dashboard right here. And you can rearrange this later. It just pins things to the bottom. All right. So what you want to look for is the first thing you want to set up is a static website, and you want to enable that. And then you want to configure this with both index.htmls. This makes the routing work on an Angular site. Alright, and then we can copy and paste our URL here. And we'll just put it up here in a tab for later. Alright, perfect. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to our Angular app, and we're going to actually create a dist folder in which we are going to add to the Storage Explorer. So we can just open this up in prep. And when it comes to the blob container, you want to make sure you're in the web folder, or it won't work. Okay, so now we're set up and ready to compile our Angular app. Let's bring that over. And this is the same project that we've been working on in tutorial 7. And what we'll do is we'll go and we'll grab our configurations for dev that we were using in that prior project, and then we're going to create a prod version of this. And with the prod version, our base URL is going to be different. It's going to switch to prod, and then our environment name will switch, and we will also need the host key that goes along with the production environment. So we'll just cut and paste that in right here. Perfect. And we'll save that, and then we will do an ng build and configure it for production. And it's creating these JavaScript files, which combines all of the modules that we're using in our project. So it takes a little while to compile. Alright, looks good. So from here we want to go to our newly created dist folder. And just scroll up. And then we want to reveal in the Explorer so we can get the URL. There we go. So we can just grab this, so then we can bring these files into our storage on the portal. Alright, so we can just cut and paste this in, and then we can just select all of these files and upload them. Alright, there they are. And then we can go to our URL and make sure that our Angular app is actually working. And there it is. Perfect. Now, the one thing that you have to realize when you're dealing with APIs is that almost all of them work with CORS, which means that they will only accept requests coming from URLs that they've pre-configured. And you can see this in the dev tools, that even though we're making these calls out, nothing's happening. So what we need to do is this particular URL, depending on what provider that you're working with for your APIs, you need to provide this URL, and then it'll be each URL in your path to prod. And then once that is configured, then you can see we have the ability to log into that particular server, and we can create accounts, activate, deactivate accounts, and delete them. And that's how you set up an Angular app in Azure. Congratulations everybody, you have now hosted your application in Azure Storage, which gives you the ability to put all your software out there on the cheap. This is a revolution, and it's going to change the way we do business. Keep your head in the cloud.